Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. We're going to be waiting just a little bit longer, tad longer, for people to trail in. You guys know how it goes sometimes. My name is Z. Friends call me Z. I'm from an organization called Simply a Service. Thank you for being here, standing in solidarity, shoulder to shoulder together. It's been quite a year, and I recognize a lot of faces today. So I commend you all for your determination and commitment to making change and doing whatever it takes, and vocalizing your voices, utilizing and using the constitutional rights as a tool to express the collective emotions that we're feeling. And so when you are occupying space like this, upholding a peaceful container to gather and assemble, that is a way that you are casting a vote, putting your energy out there to show the world what we need to do and what we're prepared to do, because there are desperate times, desperate situations right now when women are having forced hysterectomies and children are locked in cages. So it's a threat to our people, it's a threat to humanity. So next I'm going to introduce Nick from Agents of Change. He's going to share some information with you guys, and again, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you again for being here. Thank you to Z from Simply a Service. And most of all, I want to thank Don Wooten, the whistleblower who brought to light the forced sterilizations that are happening in the Irwin County concentration camp in Georgia. Let's say her name, Don Wooten. Say her name. Say her name. She's still alive, but we still have to celebrate black women while they're living, as well as fight like hell for them when they fall victim to state violence. Don Wooten took a target on her back in order to bring these issues to light, and she said she'll take a target any day in order to do the right thing. But we know that it doesn't take being a whistleblower to be a target as a black woman. Breonna Taylor was killed in her sleep, so let's say Breonna Taylor's name. Breonna, say her name. Breonna Taylor. Say her name. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor fallen victim to state violence at the hands of police. These forced hysterectomies in ICE detention, children in cages, all these things are connected, and that's something we have to recognize. It is a long campaign of violence and genocide on black and brown bodies in this country. Forced sterilizations is just one example of this long history, and it's not just ICE. It's the police, the prisons. Black and brown women are the fastest growing prison population in the US right now, and it's not just the militarization of state violence here in the US, but it's the military abroad as well. So let's talk about where most of those held in detention are coming from. 43% come from Mexico. 46% come from what they call the Northern Triangle. This is Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. Escaping chronic violence, corruption, and poverty in their states as a direct result of military intervention. US-led coups which ousted democratic leaders and put in place, in power, dictators. Puppet governments that serve elites, the oligarchs in their countries, and the US imperial interests. Global warming is also a part of this. Industrialized nations like the US, responsible for the majority of greenhouse gases, is what is causing droughts in these countries and starving them. Yet we lock them in cages when they come here. MS-13 in El Salvador, one of the largest gangs, is a direct result of US-backed coups to overthrow these democratic leaders. It takes average cup of coffee costs about $5. Less than 2 cents of that comes back to farmers in Guatemala. So when you think about if you have hunger in your belly and you have a choice to work in a coffee field versus the drug trade, what are you going to choose? Furthermore, these gangs have been trained by the military in their countries, because we know that the traffickers are in their pockets, in the government's pockets. So the US train these militaries, and then these militaries train these gangsters. And these gangsters are the ones who are enacting violence in the communities, causing women and children to flee. So we need to not just defund the police, we need to defund the entire police state. And that means military, police in our local and county sheriff's office, ICE, and all prisons, including immigrant concentration camps. I call them concentration camps, not detention centers.
That's what they are.
And these are just symptoms of a system rooted in white supremacy, imperialism, capitalism, and patriarchy. So we have to name those things and talk about them when we talk about abolition. It's the fundamental dehumanization, commodification, incarceration, and extermination of poor BIPOC people in our country and across the globe. And it's not just the police state, but it's our healthcare system as well. One of the highest complaints of folks, of our relatives, of our siblings, our mothers and children in ICE detention is healthcare, lack of access to it. And it's not just in ICE detention as well. Talking about black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from pregnancy or childbirth than a white woman. That's 243% more likely. And it's these same systems of white supremacy, patriarchy, and capitalism, the commodification of BIPOC women, that force a Guatemalan woman to give birth holding onto a trash can in Chula Vista in Border Patrol custody near San Diego with her pants on. She cried for help from Border Patrol, but they told her to sit down and wait to be processed. You know, that's a recent arrival to this country that was treated that way, and that's what we think about when we think about folks. Sometimes we think about folks who just came here and have been locked up in ICE detention, but that's not always the case. Let's say this name, Pauline Binham. Everybody say her name, Pauline Binham.
Pauline Binham.
Say her name.
Pauline Binham.
She was 30 years old, subject to a forced hysterectomy, and then was on a plane back to Cameroon when Congress stopped that plane from leaving. You know how old she was when she came to the US? 2 years old. So, what do? This is what we do. Right here, we march in our streets, we disrupt business as usual. That's why we're stopping traffic, because business as usual means death to BIPOC women, death to BIPOC people. So right now we're affirming the lives of all our brothers and sisters and siblings, trans siblings, gender nonconforming siblings and relatives in ICE detention, in detention everywhere, to stand up against this system. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate your presence. And up next, we're going to read some history of forced sterilizations in the US. So we have Emily coming up on the mic, and she's going to tell us a little history.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily, as they just mentioned. My friend Lisa invited me. She's one of the people that helped put together this event. I met her at school, so we're both CSUMB students, and they prepared something that they had asked me to read today. So here it goes. Eugenics. What is eugenics? Eugenics is a set of beliefs and practices that aim to improve the genetic quality of a human population, historically by excluding people and groups judged to be inferior or promoting those judged to be superior. Eugenics programs directed at disseminating the lives of Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, particularly poor and immigrant communities, as well as people with disabilities, were an explicit part of U.S. policy in the 20th century. 32 states maintained federally funded eugenics programs tasked with ordering sterilization of women and sometimes men deemed undesirable. Tens of thousands of forced sterilizations were carried out nationwide in the last century. California's so-called Asexualization Acts, which led to 20,000 men and women losing reproductive capacity, were a direct inspiration to Nazi eugenics. There is today one state, Hitler wrote, in which at least weak beginnings towards a better conception of citizenship are noticeable. Of course, this is not our model German Republic, but the United States. So this is actually something I have to admit that I didn't even learn until this year. I actually had to wait until I was in university to learn about this. But the eugenics taking place here in the United States inspired Nazi Germany to try to wipe out any population that they deemed as undesirable. A 1965 survey found out that a staggering 1/3 of Puerto Rican women between 20 and 49 years old had been sterilized as a result of U.S. population control programs. So common were coerced sterilizations in the American South that they became referred to as the Mississippi appendectomies. The extent to which these practices fit within a genocidal white supremacist ideology cannot be underestimated. Between 1930 and 1970, 65% of the 7,600 plus sterilizations ordered by the state of Northern California were carried out on black women. And as Angelin Chaplin noted this week in The Cut, during the same time that Roe versus Wade granted mostly white women more bodily autonomy in the 1970s, approximately 25,000 Native American women were forcibly sterilized in the U.S. by the U.S. government, between 25 and 50% of the female population. By the end of the 1970s, thanks in part to the organization efforts of women of Mexican origin in California, programs of state-ordered sterilizations had ended and guidelines were put in place to better ensure informed consent around sterilization. But the absence of explicit eugenics policies did not end eugenics practices. The denial of reproductive choices to poor people of color through sterilization, forced birth, and mass incarceration, alongside every form of necropolitical governance that leaves communities to suffer and die, is an assertion of which lives get to matter in the U.S. As recently as 2013, an investigation found that at least 148 female inmates in 2 California prisons were sterilized between 2006 and 2010. Many of the women said they were coerced into the procedure. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that information. Yeah, it's absolutely tragic that these things have not stopped. The genocidal tactics are still present till this day, and it's part of the oppressive system and programs that are here to keep people in a state of trauma, to damage DNA, and to literally attack the genetics of certain cultures and races and people and genders. So next we have Lucia, who's going to be sharing a poem with us today. Lucia.
Hello. Hi everyone. I don't have a speech prepared. I just saw the crowd and I was really inspired because sometimes we hear the news when we go to bed and we feel alone. And we get to think about these children in cages, sometimes losing their lives away from their parents. And it can be a sad and a very dark place. I'm a parent myself, and I just can't bear the emotion of losing one of my children, and to know that this kid is not well protected, that nobody cares about him, and that he might be sick and potentially die. So seeing you all inspires me. And I was thinking just when he was talking about, like the history and how this is not new. Ever since Europeans decided to cross the ocean, these attacks have not stopped. So I have a poem for you that I learned when I was 6 years old. My mother taught it to me, and it's in Spanish, so I'm sorry if you can understand what I'm gonna say, but I really like it. Del mar los vieron llegar, mis hermanos emplumados. Eran los hombres barbados de la profecía esperada. Se oyó la voz del monarca de que el Dios había llegado. Y les abrimos la puerta por temor a lo ignorado. Iban montados en bestias como demonios del mal. Iban con fuego en las manos y cubiertos de metal. Solo el valor de unos cuantos les opuso resistencia. Y al mirar correr la sangre, se llenaron de vergüenza, porque los dioses no comen ni gozan con lo robado. Y cuando nos dimos cuenta, ya todo estaba acabado. En ese error entregamos la grandeza del pasado, y en ese error nos quedamos 300 años de esclavos. Se nos quedó el maleficio de brindarle al extranjero nuestra fe, nuestra cultura, nuestro pan, nuestro dinero. Y le seguimos cambiando oro por cuentas de vidrio y entregamos nuestras riquezas por sus espejos con brillo. En pleno siglo XXI nos siguen llegando rubios y les abrimos la puerta, les abrimos la casa y les llamamos amigos. Pero si llega un indio cansado de andar la tierra, lo humillamos y lo vemos como extraño por su tierra. Tú, hipócrita, que te muestras humilde ante el extranjero, pero te vuelves soberbio con tus hermanos del pueblo. Oh, maldición de Malinche, enfermedad del presente, ¿cuándo dejarás mi tierra? ¿Cuándo harás libre a mi gente?
Thank you for sharing that poem and for speaking from your heart. Very powerful. And thank you for sharing that medicine with everyone today and expressing that frustration that we're all feeling deep inside. We're going to open up the space for anyone who feels like they also want to share something. Does anyone feel like they want to speak and utilize this opportunity to share something? So we have Christine walking up. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm new to Monterey. I've been looking for people who are like-minded, and I'm so glad to see all of you out here today. I'm a longtime activist in Los Angeles. I was out during the Central American Wars demanding that the U.S. get their bloody feet out of there. And I'm happy that we're all here to continue the fight because it does go on and on. But I think the most important thing for us to do is to think about the root cause of all oppressions, and that's the capitalist economic system we live under. We're not going to survive if we don't overthrow this system, and it means us working together, forming coalitions, supporting each other, exposing all the horrible things that capitalism does to people. When people were talking, someone mentioned about the colonists coming from Europe. But the first slaves in this country were indentured servants who were white people, not just the Indians or the black were oppressed, but they learned the system of enslaving blacks by enslaving the indentured servants. And I'm losing my thoughts, but I'm really glad to be able to meet you all today, and I hope we can work together in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for stepping up and extending your friendship and willingness to work with individuals here. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Anyone have anything they'd like to say? Nathaniel Sawyer, step on up. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Everyone give a round of applause for Nathaniel.
I think I remember the Los Angeles activists. I was in LA on my birthday marching with some of you guys. So I appreciate you being out here. I wasn't going to stay long. I was planning just to bring some water, rest my foot a little bit, and go to this women's shelter that me and my wife donate to every Sunday. But when I saw this rainbow coalition of rural revolutionaries, I had to stay. I'm all about causing a little good trouble, and I'm a guy of a few words and more action. So I hope that we can go out here in the streets of a predominantly white community and cause a little good trouble. Remember, our First Amendment right is not just Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's what we do with our hands and feet. America was never America for me. As an African American man who's 27 years old and can say that he's been doing this for a good minute now, I'm just proud to see people like SOS, Agents of Change, and the Brown Berets. You know, I come from a family of NAACP, Black Panthers, and this is the revolution. You know, si se puede. Juntos somos fuertes. You know, mi español es no perfecto, pero estoy aprendiendo porque somos hermanos y hermanas. Okay, so it's time to turn up. It's time to make some noise. It's time to cause a lot of good trouble today. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Appreciate you. He's been out here doing work in South County, and great heart, strong individual. So thank you for being here and sharing your medicine as well. Anybody else? Would anybody else like to speak? Reyes? Awesome. You can have a round of applause for Reyes.
Primeramente, dándole las gracias al Creador por otro día de vida, por estar aquí. A todos los que están aquí, de la derecha a la izquierda, gracias por llegar y enseñar apoyo. Me llamo Reyes Villafaña, en el Facebook soy Reyes de Oz, and I've been helping out, I've been supporting, I've been organizing a couple of things over there in the past, and I'm trying to go out. Yo no estoy aquí para poder hablar en español, porque como dice Nathaniel, esto no nomás es contra un tipo de raza, es con todos los colores. No nomás es just blacks, it's Hispanics, Latinos, it's white, it's everything, es todo el problema. Y tenemos que estar unidos en estos tiempos que sí está cabrón y la impunidad se ve en las calles, la injusticia se ve en las cortes, la sangre se ve en las calles, y pues la gente ya está cansada, la gente ya se cansó de todo lo que está pasando, y de Stepping Up se están atreviendo a poner un pie en nuestra tierra y decir que ya basta, ya es todo, ya nos cansamos. Y pues sí, me da mucho gusto ver diferente gente aquí, todos unidos aquí por la causa de los niños, que viene siendo ICE, perdón por mi inglés, pero está mucho, pero yeah, we're all learning here, como Nathaniel, tú dices, you're learning Spanish, I'm learning English, and mano y mano todo se puede hacer. So I wanted to offer a song. I'm nervous because I've never done a song. And it's a native song. Me la enseñaron en la danza, and I took it to the heart porque danza is my prayer, danza is my Holy Spirit, my holy spot where I go and I let go of my negative. So, la danza que voy a cantar es nomás para traer un balance aquí en la situación. Everybody's here feeling anger, everybody's feeling fearless, everybody's feeling con fear. Y pues esta canción, I hope it brings peace to you guys, and I hope it brings like a really good positive on it. I know there's a drummer on here, but it's okay, I'll do it, yeah. How things are, I'm a danzante, and she's a starting danzante too, so it's like, cada quien pone su granito de arena, and everything se hace. So, se llama Xiquillegua in Xochitl. Xiquillegua in Xochitl, Xiquillegua in Panoyonolo, Pampani Mitzlazotla, Pampani Mitzlazotla, Icano y no lloro. Cuida esta flor, cuídala en tu corazón, porque yo te quiero, porque yo te amo con todo mi corazón. I'm sorry. That's all I know. It's my nerves are getting to me, pero es todo like it's what we can do. We're not used to being on the spots and being used to being ponernos en primero, pero at some point we had to step it up. We had to like put our feet down and decirle, okay, I have to do this porque I have to do this. Como dicen, I wouldn't be here if todo el Congreso de los Estados Unidos wouldn't be fucking up, I wouldn't be here. Pero por eso estamos aquí, ¿no? Para componer todo. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoys it. I was nervous, perdón. Pero aquí estamos para sentir vivos, para sentirnos contentos, so we can feel all united. So, thank you all. Let's go through this. Vamos a sacar a los niños donde es, porque it's not right. No kid should be locked up in a cage. No kid shouldn't be put away from their parents. There's parents, las mamás. I think there's a hunger strike going on inside the facilities. No sé. Pero no human should be passing through what they're passing through, and I'm not gonna let it stand it. I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna let it like go like this anymore. So yeah, so viva la causa, viva la revolución y viva todos. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that song and bringing that medicine to the table is an offering that healing for all of us. That's culture and traditions, and again, I call it medicine because each individual out here, you carry something very unique, a very unique essence, and you are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose, and what you're doing does matter. So, with that being said, we are going to begin our march, and we are going to be marching to the aquarium. Here they have a Trump rally every Saturday here in Monterey, so you guys, I think, knew ahead of time the environment that we were coming into. Thankfully, we have a couple security teams here today, and we will be walking together. We will all be walking as one. We will be walking as a family with that vision in mind, that goal in mind, and today we are here to make a statement that we want to see ICE abolished. They have proven incompetent over and over again. Once you start losing children within the foster care system, at one, that's it. You are not fit to be in that position of authority. We're not calling for anything else today aside for the abolishment of ICE. We're not talking about open borders. We're saying ICE has got to go. They are not fit to be where they are in this society. They operate under Homeland Security, and they get to operate in secrecy. We don't know what's going on. We don't understand what's going on with our kids. The whistleblowers' allegations about forced hysterectomies, it's over. They have to go, and they have to go yesterday, so that's why we're here. So, with that said, whose streets are these?
Our streets.
Whose streets are these?
Our streets.
Whose streets are these?
Our streets.
Let's go ahead and take these streets then. Let's get marching.
Dude, so I guess you're going to escort us.
That's all they can do.
That's all they can do. Blue Lives Murder, she said something. I don't know what she said, though.
Behind you.
Plenty of
Our streets!
Justice, what democracy looks like.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
How we gonna get it?
People power.
How we gonna get it?
People power.
How we gonna get it?
People power.
How we gonna get it?
Police.
No racists.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racists.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racists.
Police.
What's outrageous?
Prison cages.
What's outrageous?
Prison cages.
What's outrageous?
Prison cages.
What's outrageous?
Prison cages. Our streets. 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 Our streets.
Hey,
Our streets. 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 Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE.
Son la misma porquería. La migra, la policía, son la misma porquería. La migra, la policía, son la misma porquería. La migra, la policía, son la misma porquería. ¡Puerto Rico!
Prison cages.
¡Puerto Rico!
Prison cages.
¡Puerto Rico!
Prison cages.
What you really want?
Justice.
How we gonna get it?
People power.
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 Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
How we gonna get it?
People power.
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 Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
How we gonna get it?
People power.
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 Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Justice.
How we gonna get it?
People power.
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 Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power.
you see?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop.
Say what?
Ain't no power
Like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop.
unfair. 60 plus years we have been oppressed for longer. Enough is enough. An attack on our women is an attack on all of us. An attack on our women is an attack on all of us. Women are creators of life. Respect our women. Respect our indigenous women. Respect our we are here for those who are afraid to be here. Today we are here for those who are afraid to be here and are afraid to speak for themselves and to stand up against this white supremacist agenda. Look at what they're doing to our indigenous brothers and sisters. Whose street? Our street! 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 Our street! Our street! Whose street? Our street! Abolish ICE! 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 Abolish ICE!
show them how it feels to have no control, to show them what it feels, what hopelessness is like. When you're in the middle of this and you can't do anything about it, this is what our people are feeling. This is what the women inside the ICE detention centers are feeling. This is what the children are feeling. And so we're going to make our point. We're going to hold this up a little bit longer. And if they're really about that solidarity, if the people in traffic are really about something greater about humanity, they'll be okay with it. They'll understand that. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all big time.
We also got water and snacks right here on this park, so if you need to hydrate, please hydrate.
Yeah, let's get some water if you guys.
Hey guys, can I have everybody go to the side really quick? We're gonna have the truck with the cage in the front. We need to show these people the reality of what it means when we say kids in cages is outrageous. Can I have everybody go to the side for this?
Open up the center so the truck can come in. Open up the center.
Thank you everybody for making the time coming out here on a Sunday. Really appreciate you guys. All of our allies, thank you for being here. It means a lot. It feels beautiful and it feels very empowering to take up space. It's not every day that we get to do this. So today, we honor all of our kids. We honor all of our women that are in these cages suffering every day. So I want to sing in a song that we sing in danza. And it's for our Mothercita Tonancy and our mother her. Tonancy, Tonancy, Tonancy. streets? Our streets! Whose 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 streets? Our streets! Whether she's here, or if you're not with her, or if she passed on to this program, say loud when it's for our mothers. When our mothers' lives are under attack, what do we do? Mothers' lives are under attack. What do we do? Mothers' lives are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. Mothers' lives are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that! Our mothers' lives are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that! Mothers' lives are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that! Whose streets? Our streets! 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 Abolish! 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 War breakers! Kids in cages! What's up, breakers? 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 Kids in cages! If there's somebody else who knows different chants and want to take over, that'd be cool too.
This is what democracy looks like.
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 Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Abolish!
ICE!
Abolish!
ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE!
Whose streets are they? Whose streets are they?
Our streets!
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 Your families are the people that you love and care about. Not enough. I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice go just like our queen, our sister, right now. Whose streets are they?
Our streets!
Whose streets are they?
Our streets!
Whose streets are they?
Our streets!
Abolish!
ICE!
Abolish!
ICE!
Abolish!
ICE!
Abolish!
ICE!
Abolish!
ICE!
One, we are the people. Two, a little bit louder. Three, we want justice for our people. One, we are the people. Two, a little bit louder. Three, we want justice for our children. One, we are the people. Two, a little bit louder. Three, we want justice for our children. We are the people. Two, a little bit louder. Three, we want justice for our children. A little bit louder, three. We want justice for our children. We are the people. A little bit louder. For our children. We are the people. A little bit louder. Come on, y'all know the words. Uno. People. go. Come on, somebody, come on, let's go. We got this. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE, no KKK, no racist USA. No KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE, 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 no KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE. No ICE. No ICE. No ICE.
No KKK, no fascist USA.
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 What do we want? When do we want it? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Hey, these are white people's streets, so we taking them over. Whose streets are they? Whose streets are they? Whose streets are they? Whose streets are they?
Our streets!
Think they're their streets, but they're our streets. You see how this is your street. This is your country. Welcome to the revolution. Whose streets are they?
Our streets!
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 What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
No!
Abolish!
Ice!
Abolish!
Ice!
Abolish!
Ice!
Abolish!
Ice! Abolish! Ice! Abolish! Ice!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No racist!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No racist!
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
No racist!
Police!
No justice!
Police!
No racist!
Police!
No justice!
Police!
No racist!
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
No racist!
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
No ICE! No ICE! No KKK, no fascist USA! No ICE! No KKK, no
Fascist USA!
No ICE! No KKK, no No ICE! No KKK, no fascist!
USA!
No ICE! No KKK, no fascist!
USA!
No ICE! No KKK, no fascist USA! No ICE! No KKK, no fascist USA! No ICE! No No ICE! No KKK, no fascist USA! No ICE! No fascist USA! No ICE! No ICE!
No KKK, no fascist USA!
Hey guys, you know how to get no ICE? Vote him out! Vote him out!
Vote him out! Vote him out!
Vote him out! Vote him out!
Vote him out! Vote him out! Vote him out!
Vote him out!
Vote him out! Vote him out!
Let's say his name. We're not scared to say his name, right? We're not scared to say his name. Vote Trump out!
Vote Trump out! Vote Trump out! Vote Trump out! Vote Trump out!
That's how policies change. If we want our kids to be freed, if we want our women to be freed, our Latinas, Latinos, if we want them to be free, we gotta vote him out. Say goodbye to 45. 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 Our streets! 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 Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! What's outrageous? It's outrageous! What's outrageous? It's outrageous! What's outrageous? It's outrageous! What's outrageous? It's outrageous! What's outrageous? What's outrageous? Speak on it, Queen. Go ahead, Queen. Abolish ICE! 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 Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Ain't no power in the people don't stop! Ain't no power in the people don't stop! Ain't no power in the people don't stop! People don't stop! Ain't no power in the people don't stop! People don't stop! Ain't what? Ain't no power in the people don't stop! People don't stop! Ain't what? Ain't no power in the people don't stop! The people united will never be divided. 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 The people will never be divided. We are in the streets of Monterey right now. I need you to raise your voices. We're here for a reason.
Abolish ICE!
Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE!
We, the people, are here to talk about we need to abolish ICE. We need to abolish ICE today. Monterey, we see you. Monterey, we are here, and you can hear us. We want to abolish ICE today.
Off of the sidewalk!
Into the streets!
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 Off of the sidewalk!
Into the streets! Off the sidewalk! Into the streets! Off the sidewalk! Into the streets! Off the sidewalk! Into the streets! Off the sidewalk! Into the streets! Off the sidewalk! Into the streets! Off the sidewalk! Into the streets!
Off the sidewalk!
Into the streets!
Off the sidewalk!
Into the streets!
Off the sidewalk!
Into the streets!
Off the sidewalk!
Into the streets!
Off the sidewalk!
Into the streets!
Off the sidewalk!
Into the streets! Our 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 streets!
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Say what? Ain't no power like the power of people, 'cause the power of people don't stop. Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE!
Justice! Now! Kids in cages! Kids in cages! Kids in cages!
about that. We have a voice. You have a voice. Welcome to your PhD class on the First Amendment. Welcome to your PhD class of your First Amendment rights. It's not Facebook, it's not Twitter, it's not Instagram, it's what we've been doing for a long time.
That these white people don't have. We have something beautiful, a cultura that these people wish they fucking had. That's why they're out there trying to dress like us. That's why they're out there dressing on Halloween like us, like our indigenous Native American brothers and sisters, because they have and they want what we have. Let's not keep giving. Our power is in us. Brown is beautiful. Brown is beautiful. Be proud of where you come from. Be proud of farm workers. Be proud of where we come from. We come from the dirt and we rise up. So stop letting these white people oppress us. If you see our black and brothers getting mistreated by white people or by the police, do something about it. Don't just stand there. And this goes for my brothers and sisters. Look at Duterte, what's happening in the Philippines. Do your research. Do your research. I'm here for you guys. We're here for the people again that are afraid to be here. So please do your research on who you're voting for. Please do your research on your ancestry, on your history. If you're lost, if you think that you don't have a culture, everybody has a culture. So do your history, do your research, and don't be scared of being you.
That they are in. ICE operates under Homeland Security and they're running off the your tax dollars. If you support ICE, you support child abuse. If you support ICE, you support female abuse.
We are not calling for open borders right now. We're not talking about that. We are talking about ICE should not be here now, funded by the people. They should not be in position. We will not stop disrupting the peace until ICE is abolished. You will not be able to enjoy your meals until ICE is abolished. You will not be able to sleep at night until ICE is abolished. It is over. The investigation must proceed. The investigation into these allegations by the whistleblower must proceed. We are not going to sit back idly waiting for them to do it. We will put pressure on you. We will put pressure on your council members. We will put pressure on the senators. We will put pressure on the entirety of the country until our demands are met. I assure you that.
Hello everybody. Hey, so I came all the way out from Stockton. I see some kids right here. If you're a parent, this should bother you. This should really bother you if you have kids out here. Be hurting your kids separated from you and just trying to have a better life. It's horrible. Our tax dollars pay for this. If you're paying taxes, you're contributing to child abuse. I love you guys. I came here in love. This is a love revolution. Whatever color you are, white, black, brown, yellow, whatever you are, we're in this together. If you're not wealthy, we're in the same sinking ship. We're in the same sinking ship. If you pay taxes, we're in this together. It don't matter what color you are. We're all in this together. I love you guys. I want you guys, if you can hear me, we're gonna put our hands up and we're gonna say, I love myself. Ready? I love myself. I love myself. Louder. I love myself. Thank you.
Buenas tardes a todos que están aquí. I don't speak Spanish porque we need somebody speaking Spanish. A todos los que están aquí, porque estamos aquí porque es injusto lo que está pasando. Es injusto que los niños estén encerrados. Es injusto que mucha gente esté encerrada. Que esté encerrada, que no tengan el derecho de ser parte como nosotros. They don't get to sit down under the sun and eat and enjoy your meals. ¿Por qué? Porque they're locked up, because their rights are less than ours, and that's not fair. Y aquí vamos a estar y aquí nos vamos a quedar. Why? Because it's our right to defend other people's rights. It's our right to be all equal under the same sky. Y aquí vamos a estar y nos vamos a sentar hasta que todos los niños salgan libres, a que todas las mamás salgan y a que todos esté todo bien derecho. Porque un gobierno concurrido y imprudente no llega lejos. Hasta que la gente se cansa y hasta que la gente se llene de todo el coraje, es donde va a acabar. Y aquí vamos a estar y nos vamos a mover. Y si nos quedamos aquí sentados, nos vamos a quedar aquí sentados. Y si tenemos el derecho de romper y de quemar y hacer, lo vamos a hacer porque nos hacen sentir menos, nos hacen sentir como que no somos nada, nos hacen sentir como que somos un pedazo de basura de la calle. Y no, no es así. Todos los que están ahí sentados comiendo, ¿por qué? Salinas is Monterey. Salinas cut the vegetables that you are eating right now. Salinas is the one providing the food that you are eating right now. All those families are migrant families. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. So I hope you choke on it if you guys don't. I'm sorry, my name is Fernando. But don't forget it. Every single meal, every single bite, every single thing on your plate comes from Salinas. Se cortó en Salinas y fue cosechado en Salinas y fue cosechado por todos los latinos americanos que están peleando ahorita. They're the ones who are feeding you. They're the ones out there in the front. They're the ones out there in the front cutting the vegetables, cutting in front of pandemic, in front of racism, in front of discrimination. And you guys should be all grateful for that because you guys are eating your meals without any disturbance, without anybody telling you anything. But we're here to remind you that what's going on and what's going on is not right. I'm sorry my message sounds full of anger, pero es como me siento y es como voy a quedar. So I hope you guys enjoy your meals. Don't forget, they come from Salinas, nos cortaron los migrantes, los que están encerrados. Gracias.
A threat to justice, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
For those of you who are not aware, Dawn Wynn, a black woman, a nurse, Irwin County Detention Center, or as I call it, ICE concentration camp, blew the whistle on forced hysterectomies. They called him the uterus collector. The uterus collector. Women feared to complain of medical mishaps and things because they thought that they would get forced hysterectomy or other gynecological procedures against their own will, which ended up in sterilization. This is a long history of genocide in our country and forced sterilization of BIPOC women, and it needs to end today. This is why we are calling for the abolishment of ICE.
Abolish ICE! 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 Abolish ICE!
Now, ICE has a long history of human rights abuses, from locking children in cages, denying people of their asylum rights under international law, violating the Flores Agreement, which says that children cannot be locked in detention for more than 21 days. They separated families at the border. The human rights violations are endless, but right now we're focusing on the forced sterilizations of women, and in that spirit, I want to invite any BIPOC women here, because this is your time to speak on this issue. So if anybody wants to come to the mic, I don't want to take any more space than I have already.
Before we go, I just want to say something to the white folks, the people that is eating right now, having their meals, and feeling that we shouldn't be here and we shouldn't be fighting for our kids' rights. Let me just remind you that the only difference between you and I is that you did not get proper history classes. This land was not meant to be white. And remember that while you eat your meal. Thank you. We stand here today in solidarity to raise awareness of the realities of immigration and what goes on in these detention centers. I'm here to share with you my story of immigration. Currently, ICE detains immigrants in over 200 detention centers, including privatized facilities in state and local jails, in juvenile detention centers, and in shelters. In 1994, there was roughly about 5,000 immigrants in detention centers. In 2001, that number rose to 19,000 people. 19,000 people have been locked up in jail-like facilities. Decades later, immigration centers now hold about 400,000 immigrants each year. 400,000 people. So while you guys are out here walking freely, eating your lunch, there are people in jail. There are people in detention centers. There are people separated from their families. That is not okay. And if you're okay with that, I'm not okay with you. Because we are all human beings. We all bleed the same. We all feel the same. We are all human beings, regardless of the color of our skin, regardless of our status. Shelter and safety are non-negotiable. Yet, under our current administration, families seeking asylum are met with inhumanity, suffering, and separation. People escape poverty, violence, and persecution for a taste of the American dream. However, once they reach the border, they are separated from one another without any explanation or justification. Children, babies, are torn from their parents for extended periods of time, detained without any understanding of what is going on. These children are scared and have no idea if they will ever see their parents again. These parents don't know if they're going to ever see their children again. Although some may be fortunate to be reunited, almost none of these children make it back to their parents. Sold off into sex trafficking, lost within a system, or dead from sexual assault, medical neglect, or the effects of uninhabitable conditions. Children are disappearing and dying at an alarming rate. These children could be your children, your siblings, your nieces and nephews. These children could be your neighbors, your classmates, your best friend's children. Are you going to fight for them, or are you going to turn the other cheek? Growing up, the daughter of an immigrant, I stand here to fight for these children, for my children, and for the children of the future. We stand here to fix a system that has long been broken and criminalized by skin color. The absence of my father due to deportation has been catalyst behind my fight for immigration reform. In his short time here, he was met with hostility, racism, and injustice whose wounds will never heal. In the 20 years that he has been since deported, rather than system improvement, the system has regressed and found creative ways to skirt the laws that prohibit discrimination. I lost my job to deportation 20 years ago. And currently, right now, my children who are out here in these streets while you guys are eating your lunch, they lost their father too. I grew up without a dad because of the current I grew up without a dad because of the current laws of immigration, and my children are going through the same thing. While I stand here and fight, their dad is stuck in another country. He cannot return. You guys are happy together, and my kids are not understanding what it means that their dad can't come back. Although I am a U.S. citizen, I have been impacted by immigration my entire life. And if you're okay with that, I'm not okay with you. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all feel the same. We bleed the same. I stand here for you guys to take a stand on the issue of immigration. I ask that you join us to raise awareness. Immigration is real. What you see in the media, what you hear in the news, it's real. Children are locked up in cages. Families are separated. Children are being lost and sold into modern day slavery. My children are impacted by immigration because they cannot see their father anymore. So while you guys stay here and eat lunch, children, families are being separated. Can you guys live with yourself? Are you guys okay with that? Immigration is real, and I ask that you guys take a stand and use your voice for those who cannot. Thank you.
I understand we are angry for many reasons, as we feel you should be as well, if you believe in the fundamental human rights of every human being. We're angry at the system. Though these words are directed towards you, they're meant to inspire you to think deeper and to act, and really sit with this discomfort and sit with this anger. What can we do about it? Vote Trump out, that's number one. That's the least we can do. But Trump didn't invent ICE. If you vote Biden in, he was the vice president, the reporter-in-chief, but he's more swayable than Donald Trump. So we must pressure our elected officials, from our president to our Congress members. Jimmy Panchetta, he's our Congress member here. He's calling for an internal investigation. We need to pressure him to call for the abolition of ICE. As we saw with the murder of Breonna Taylor, the investigations don't mean anything. We need to abolish. So continue to keep pressure. Call your representatives locally. Tell them to be vocal. Your Congress members, your senators. If you're visiting from out of town, that's a wider reach. We could really make change if we continue to pressure, and we're always calling for the abolition. We cannot stand for reform. Incremental reform means more death of BIPOC women and children, and we cannot stand for that.
Thank you, thank you. I am so proud to be here along every one of you guys today. You guys put your plans aside to be walking the streets and bring awareness to this issue. For all of you guys who are sitting down and eating lunch, I want to let you guys know that today you can make a change. Make a change with your server. Make a change locally. Make a change now, today. Start off with thanking your chef, because your chef is more likely to be an immigrant, just like myself. Your server is more likely to be an immigrant just as much. So you make sure you tip your servers. You make sure you thank your chefs. You make sure that if you came out of town, you come here and you appreciate our service. If you're not came out of town, if you did come on from out of town, make sure you go back home and you appreciate your neighbor, okay? Because you're gonna make a change today. We are bringing awareness today for everyone, for all of our kids. I am an immigrant child. I came here when I was 2 years old, and you better believe that I fucking pay taxes too. You better believe that I contribute to your meal. You better believe that I contribute to these streets. You better believe it. And you need to believe it. Just as much as I believe it, you guys all need to believe it, and you guys all need to use your tax dollars to not just vote Trump out, but also elect your council members. Know who you're voting for at your local elections. Know who you're voting for at every single election. Don't just vote because your mom told you to vote for that person. Don't just vote because your brother told you to vote for that person. Vote consciously. Vote with education, please. Thank you guys all for being here today. Woo! I know I'm gonna go back home and make a difference, and I hope that every single one of you guys does too.
Yeah, I know we have some allies out here. I know we have some allies. But for a lot of people, it's still in one ear and out the other. And you might be wondering why you're telling me, well, our backs are against the wall. Our voices have been suppressed. Our people are being hurt. And this is a point, this is a statement that we're making. Because for a lot of people out here, they can't get through a meal without breaking down. They can't get through a meal without feeling emotional, without hearing the news of another lost dead kid. So we appreciate you guys for sitting here and listening. And then to the other ones, we're going to keep on shaking your cages until you develop some kind of empathy, until we figure out a way for you to understand where we're coming from and the generational trauma that exists within the families out here who are being tortured by ICE. So again, in one ear, out the other. But it's going to end, I promise you. All right, guys, let's get ready. Let's get some water. We're going to continue this march. Make sure you hydrate up, everyone. and let's get this going.
Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE!
No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. 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 No ICE. No KKK, no fascist USA! No ICE! 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 What do we want? When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it?
No!
When do we want it? Now!
We ain't gonna get it!
Write it down!
If we don't get it!
Write it down!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
If we don't get it!
Burn it down!
If we don't get it!
Burn it down!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
If we don't get it!
Burn it down!
If we don't get it!
Burn it down! Show me what democracy looks like!
No peace. No racist police. No peace. No racist police. No justice. No peace. No racist police. Abolish. No racist police. Abolish. No racist police. No peace. No racist police. No justice. No peace. No racist police. 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 No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist police. No peace. No justice. Police. No peace. 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 Police.
Stand up, fight back!
Hold your horse and support the kids! Hold your horse for 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 the kids!
Free our kids! Free our kids!
Pizza life, pizza life!
Abolish ICE! Hug for the kids! Hug for the kids!
Hold your horse for the kids! Hold your horse for the kids! Hold your horse for the kids! Hold your horse for the kids! Hold your horse for the kids! Hold your horse for the kids!
Hug for our kids! Hug for the kids! Hug for the kids! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Hug for the kids! 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 Abolish ICE! 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 This is what democracy looks like! democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. No peace, no racism, this is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Pizza-lay, pizza-lay!
Police! No peace! No racist! Police! No peace! 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 No racist! Police!
Cages!
Did you maybe put a space between Dell and 13K?
Yeah, it's not that anymore. You guys coming out here, you guys walking, marching, solidarity, it means a lot to me. I couldn't do this without the team behind the team. I want to thank Simply a Service. I want to thank Nick. I want to thank Ricky. On behalf of Unidos 831, we're committed in changing society, giving back, raising awareness, and you guys out here. I also want to thank Prom Brace for coming out. It means a lot to me. Everybody, you have people from Sacramento, Hollister, Greenville, Santa Cruz, Watsonville,
Salinas.
Santa Cruz County, Monterey County representative. Stockton. I just want to thank you guys very much for coming out. We can't do this without you. And this is not a moment. This is a movement. This is a revolution. Alright, thank you guys very much. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning in this fight. No more cages.
No more cages.
No more cages.
No more cages.
Abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name's Fonzo. I met this young lady right here in Sacramento. We had a No More Kids in Cages, No More Silence rally out in Sacramento. And I just want to praise everybody because what we did today, to me, we performed a random act of kindness for people we might not ever see, children. We might not ever literally go to the cage and let any of these kids free. But by spreading this message, hopefully the right person goes and says, man, that's fucked up. That is fucked up, excuse my language, because I talked to some of those people when I was handing out my papers, and some of them were like, oh, they're forced sterilization. What do you mean? Their uterus, their hysterectomy. Some people just don't know. So these things right here, like building on it, like we keep hitting the street, keep spreading information to overcome the misinformation. That's how we win. I'm not no politician. I'm not no lawyer. I know that I love people, so I'm trying to get along with everybody and build bridges. We have more similarities, whether you're white, black, brown, whatever color you are. We're all, this is a two-class system, right? Even those people, they were eating their little fancy dinner over there at Cannery Row, they're still with us, they just don't know it. Donald Trump don't even want them. They think they do, but see, it's not, for me, it's not even about politics. These are crimes against humanity that are being committed to children and adults. So by us beating it down, speaking up, and speaking the truth, we'll win. Because see, this right here, look at it like this. I said this last week. This is a big-ass fire, right? It's a big-ass fire. We might not literally drag someone out of the fire. Someone's holding the sign. Someone's holding the ladder. Someone's holding the hose. Like, everybody plays a part. Like, this was a rant. Like, I challenge everybody, just from here, because I was challenged this about 6 months ago, to do a random act of kindness every day for the rest of my life. And a random act of kindness is just a good morning. You see someone homeless, just give him $1. Even if he goes to buy some dope, who cares? It's just the fact that you gave him $1 because you were doing something out of the kindness. Like, this is a kindness, this is from our hearts. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm coming out here to educate people that don't know, the outsiders that are gonna go on Instagram, what do we got, all these researchers, right? All these researchers that wanna go and research. Let them research this, because they're gonna be facts. The Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol, they've already admitted this, but they already realized that, man, the majority of people don't care, because what, these people don't belong here? They dehumanize people, right? So, I love you guys, right? I don't have to know you. I love you, you know, and the only way we're gonna win this is by loving each other. And I challenge two challenges. Random act of kindness the rest of your life. Whatever it is, you say good morning to somebody. Anything, excuse me, hold the door open, whatever it is, because we're gonna win this with love. Yes. Love is gonna win this. Love is gonna win this. That we can't feed that beast no more. If they wanna try to antagonize us, the police or whoever, hey, I love you too. Hey, some people don't know any better. They were raised certain ways, so we gotta show them that we love them, even if we don't, because here's the challenge. Here's the next challenge. It's cool. If you guys are a couple right here, you probably love each other. You got kids, your grandma, everybody. So go try to love somebody that don't love you. Right? Love the people that don't love you. That's how we win. Because this right here, this is just a body. It's a body. We're souls. When I go meet God or my creator, whoever it is, I'm going to look them right in their face and say, I tried. I tried. I love you guys. We're doing a No More Kids in Cages, No More Silence demonstration in Fresno on November 21st. If you got Instagram, I'm Fonzo Hippie Hop. I got some information I'd love to pass out to everybody, but please join us. Already went to SoCal. I'm trying to unite Northern California and Southern California. We got to do this together, man. It's not going to be no division. White, black, yellow, whatever you are. We're all in this together. Two-class system. If you're not wealthy, you're paying taxes, you're not getting all those write-offs, we're in this together, period, whether you like it or not. So we got to learn to get along. So I'll have these papers. They're in the truck over there. I love you guys. Just look me up, Fonzo Hippie Hop. Thank you.
Hey y'all, thanks again for coming out and for showing up for yourself, showing up for each other, showing up for the children, showing up for the women especially, who are undergoing the forced hysterectomies. It's really a tragic thing, but we're here to build. We're here to create bonds. We're here to learn about each other, and I'm honored and proud every time I get a chance to hit the streets with whoever's by my side. And each and every one of you, I see you as my family. You guys are all our relations, and that's why we actually have these masks, the medicine wheel masks. And they have symbology, ideology rooted in Native American beliefs, and the four colors represent the four directions of the earth, Mother Earth and Father Sky, and it represents all the people as well. And so we're not going to be able to do this without each and every one of us being shoulder to shoulder at the front lines of the spiritual battle, of the political battle, and the revolution is also fought in your individual daily life, in your interactions with people. It might be a stranger, it might be a boss, it might be a coworker, it might be an old friend. And the revolution is not compromising your ethics, your morals, and your beliefs in those interpersonal relations and conversations. So thank you guys again. And a huge shout out to Lisa for initiating this. Huge shout out to Nick from Agents of Change, who brings a lot of incredible information to the table. Ricky, thank you for being here. Nathaniel, everyone here, there's each and every one of you. And again, thank you to Simply a Service team and I encourage in Oakland, Brown Berets. So make sure you follow everybody. Check out what they're doing on Instagram, and it's all love. Thank you guys so much.
All right, guys, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, se se puede on 3. 1, 2, 3, se se puede. All right.
Abolish ICE!
Abolish ICE!